You are not in the let the newbies know they're not in the wrong place because this is the Life Be Lifing podcast. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Where we are hosted by none other than the vivacious, the gorgeous, the witty, the wise, electric, and eclectic. Mimi, the goddess.
Clap for me. What up, guys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She is flanked by none other than your favorite fat freckled man, the big dog himself. Who? And your favorite coach's favorite coach. Yeah, yeah. We are here to start season 4. Can y'all believe it? We
Yes.
are already on season 4, our first episode of 2025, and we decided to start it off going live. So
Rolling with the homies.
let me make sure that you know what I'm saying, that all the streams, I gotta always double check. I make sure
Yeah.
everybody's tapped in. I
Make
see
sure we
YouTube
right.
live is going. So let me double check on Facebook Live. Twitch is normally reliable, but Facebook Live sometimes be wanting to play games. So
Yeah.
let me check on that. In the meantime, between time, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody
Mhm.
has things to look forward to in this new year. Um, I know a lot of people are disheartened by, what's going on in the White House and, that exchange of position and stuff like that. But
Yeah. And
I
I'm in the
got some
thick of
good
it up
news. I got some good
here.
news. We did it for 4 years, and we came out fairly all right, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Some
Could
bumps
have
and
been worse.
bruises, but a lot of us are still here.
Could have been worse. And I'm in the thick of it with what's going on this weekend. They starting already. I'm like, oh man, I needed to be on a vacation.
Could have been a lot worse. And I believe
Yeah.
that we as a people have what it takes to get through this as well. I think that, we need to take this, not to, be overly political, but I think we need to take this opportunity to make sure that whatever lessons we learn, whatever we think that those people in the campaign did wrong, what we feel like voters did wrong, whatever it is, we take the time to make sure now that we're gearing ourselves for 4 years ahead so that we can get
Yeah.
a result closer to what what we feel like we want. Because I feel like a lot of people didn't get what they want. A lot of black
Well, I
people, I'll
mean,
say, didn't get what
yeah, I
they
mean,
want.
that was time to course correct and, really take a look at what voting really means and where it really counts because a lot of people is thinking it counts in the presidency and really it doesn't. It's your local government, your local elected officials, who you put in the seats in Congress. I mean, although in DC, we got taxation without representation, but I know,
Hmm.
here in Maryland and Virginia, that's a big deal. I'm adamant. I be researching these people. I be looking up their dockets and seeing what their track records are and their history with, their campaigns and their runs. And I'm like, yeah, people be. It's funny because people be in there voting and they be like, "What is this? What is this? What is this?" You ain't supposed to be talking to people. And I'm like, "Oh God." Y'all need to
Hmm.
start looking at these ballots before y'all come in here. Like you can do that. You can
That's
see
a
what
fact.
referendums is up. But people don't do their due diligence and they don't do their own research when it comes to politics. And I think that's where we as a people are going wrong. You think just because we banding together and we rallying because there's this whole my sister's birthday is tomorrow. She has this gripe about not being able to do anything this weekend because it's like the 95 percenters, which is the 95% of the black women population that voted for Kamala are like storming the area and not
Oh yeah.
participating in any of the actual inauguration events, but they're doing like, self-care stuff. So like they're brunching and lunching and they're spa, doing spa days and day parties and all that kind of shit. Like they just like, yeah, we just gonna turn DC out in a different way. So, it's like,
Oh,
okay,
interesting.
that's cool, but that still is not gonna get us where we need to go. It's not gonna
No,
get us where we
unfortunately.
need to be. And another 4 years, we still gonna be here. While
Mm,
y'all turning up and brunching in the city, y'all 95% that then raised all this money for Kamala and voted for her. That's not where the draw is, politically. It's just not in politics. So, whatever, that's my 2 cents on that. So, moving on, because we
Yeah, I'm
about to
about
be
to
moving
say.
on anyway. Like
Yeah,
the listen, look, we're gonna really say at the end of the day
the
gonna
day
end. So
going
I'm
in.
just gonna keep listen. I put all my trust and faith in the man upstairs, not the man
There
in
you
the White
go.
House.
There you go.
So,
Can't help but to
worry
do it.
not, my child. So it
Can't
is
help
what it
but to
is. We're
do it,
gonna build
man.
it someday. Yeah, but hey. In the words of my infamous late uncle, shit on you, Shotty, if you wait on these people to save you.
Hey, terrible, terrible way to live.
Hey,
Terrible game
SOS,
plan.
save yourself, sucker, because ain't nobody coming to save you. Shoot,
All
take
right,
this here.
that ain't how the game go at all.
It ain't the way the game is played. So
That ain't the way the game is played. All right, all of our
I know
streams are
one
up.
thing. I'm on my money Mitch all year. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got it. I ain't got broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
I ain't mad at
Can't
that.
do it. Can't help
I
you.
ain't
I'm
mad at
playing
that.
broke. So that's what I did the last 4 years he was in here. I cleaned everything out, played broke, stacked my money, played it safe. Like if anybody don't know no better, I'm telling you now, that's your best bet. So you come out clean in the end of these 4 years, because that Project 25 shit gonna have people sitting sideways like Paul Wall.
Okay, welcome to the chat. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you.
See if I can see the chat.
Appreciate you. Um, I was just kind of waiting to see some more people get into the chat before we get into
Yeah, for
the
sure.
discussion so that everybody could take part. Because then we end up having a recap for everybody.
I know, right. How
So
was your holiday? I mean, since we back off break, a little hiatus,
yeah,
you
yeah, it
know.
took a little hiatus or whatever. Truth be told, bringing in the new year, I guess I'll take this opportunity to mention some brief things. Uh, my wife is definitely one of those, write it down type people, the person
Hmm.
that have a vision board every year and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And I didn't put a lot of stock in that just because, I see a lot of people have vision boards and then I see their vision boards at the end of the year. And it's like, if this was color coded, a lot of it would be one color. Um, so the proof wasn't in the pudding for me. But I'll tell you what she did do. What she did do, which actually sounded kind of cool, and I'm gonna share this idea. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all she could actually do it for y'all. If y'all want to get down with knick-knack necessities, have her make it for y'all. You can have a bingo board version of your vision board. Hold on, right quick. I'll be right quick and show you what I mean.
Mm.
I'll show you
Yes, I was about to
exactly what
say,
I
do
mean.
ceremony prayer. That sounds very interesting.
So everybody got their goals and their stuff that they want to do in 2025. Um,
Hmm.
as you should, you should have learned something from last year.
Yeah.
So what she did was get us to make bingo boards.
Ooh. I like it. I like it.
Let me back out a little bit, get in the camera. Y'all need to see all my business, but this is how I style, like the bingo board. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like it. I see
You
the
got
event
all the
space
rows, you
behind
got
you.
the free space, you
I
got the
see
free
the,
space in a little bit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You got your rows. So the deal with it is that you get to reward yourself after you complete a row or after you complete four corners.
Mm.
Gives yourself a little incentive on top of just wanting to get these goals achieved because you want them achieved. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, they say there's two motivations, carrot and stick. And sometimes we give too much carrot and sometimes we give too much stick. Pause. Um, when I'm gonna throw you in for an episode, you know what? Say no more. Me and you gonna talk and find out what episode is gonna be good for you to join us.
I love it.
Say no more, Kane. Say no more. We'll make it happen this year. This year. Maybe we could make that happen next month because we don't
Okay.
have a lot of people booked up for next month just yet. But maybe we can
Yeah.
make that happen next month. And but me and you will talk. Now that you don't put it out there, let's make this happen. Um, but yeah, so uh if you would like for her to make that for you, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to Knickknack Necessities on Facebook and on Instagram. That is Knickknack Necessities. Hold on, let me see if I can put it on the board for y'all so y'all can see it for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because visual aids do help.
Yeah.
Because people might spell it wrong and stuff like that. Some people can't spell necessities. I'm sad for y'all,
Child. The
but
struggle be real.
here we go. Nick Knack Necessities, okay? NICNACEESSITIES. Nick Knack Necessities. I'll show it back up on the screen one more time for y'all. Oh, I did the wrong one. Hold on. That's here we go. Nick Knack Necessities. But follow the one if you caught it earlier, if you ain't following on IG already. That's Nick Knack Necessities. You can find my wife's custom creation company on Instagram and on Facebook by that name. So it will be at Nick Knack Necessities on Instagram and Nick Knack Necessities on Facebook. Put in your order, get your vision board turned into a bingo board. That way it helps encapsulate things because the vision board sometimes be kind of big and mapped out, and then sometimes you get a little
Yeah.
stressed out. You know what I'm saying? The more you see that you haven't accomplished and stuff like that. Whereas in the bingo board, it's more condensed. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for you to keep track. And if you tell her coach sent you, I'll have her also make you this, the bingo board book,
Oh wow.
the
Y'all just doing
companion
big
book.
things.
So we have the companion book, right? And
Hmm.
with the companion book, your goal planner. Like this was the logo. You could put whatever logo you want on it, whatever makes it, make you want to come back to it,
Hmm.
whatever catches your attention. So for me, it's the bullseye because I got to stay locked in. You know what I'm saying? Shoot or shoot. Um, so you have your goal planner page that helps you pick which of the goals you want to do for the week. Set yourself up, write down how you're gonna get it done, and you have your brain drain page which you could just write down whatever's on your mind that you need to get out, whether it's something that's going to help you get closer to your goal or something that's in the way, or maybe you just had a random
Hmm.
thought and you might want to come back to it later. So, especially for those who love journaling,
Yeah.
that kind of thing will help keep you on task. And for those who don't love journaling but need to get more organized, like me, it's a good thing for you. It's a good thing for you. So again,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You can make sure that you get yourself a vision board, bingo board from Knickknack Necessities and the book companion. Here it goes
I
back
love
on the
it.
screen.
I love it.
And when you get a chance, ask her where she got the nickname from, where she got the name for it from. It's pretty cool. If you haven't heard me told the story before, the story behind Knickknack Necessity's name before. She'll gladly tell it to you. It's pretty cool. All right, so we got a few people in the chat. We got my man Daquan, constant supporter. What's going on,
Hmm.
brother? We got Taya, the curator. Yeah, she will
Yeah,
be back.
Tanya.
She will be back for an episode this season on Life Be Lifing. You know what I'm saying? We had her last season for the first time for Self Care is Bay. You know what I mean? We had her for that,
Hmm.
and she will be making a reappearance this season. Listen, she was saying towards the end of last year that y'all wouldn't catch her on camera no more, that she was going to
Yeah.
retire. And I told y'all I was going to have her back out here behind these cameras. I told y'all I was gonna make it happen.
They get on these podcast streets.
Okay, on these podcast strizzies. So for sure, for sure. Um, but let's start now that we got a few people here in the chat with us. Let's get to the questions. All right. And
Mhm.
let's start with question number one. I ain't gonna lie, kind of sometimes I kind of like to mix things up, but this time I kind of want to go in specific order.
Okay.
So
I'm ready already.
for the first question, should social media be held against somebody or should it matter? What I mean by that is everybody, well,
Ooh.
anybody who has social media, right? You put stuff on social media. Whatever you put is whatever you put. Now, I know a couple of people who, because of what they posted on social media, it impacted their relationship. I know that some people, because of what they put on social media, it impacted a potential relationship. Like somebody thought this person was
Ooh.
cute. Speak. What's good, bro? Thank you for joining the chat. I feel like this might be your first time here, bro. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get comfortable, bro. The question I just asked was, she's still retired, working part-time. Listen, I told you, even if I get you to do like Jay-Z's retirement, where he wasn't making his own album, but he come out for the features,
Yeah.
I did my job. That's my gift to the listening community. You feel me? To make sure that Taya did some features. You know what I mean? That's my
Yeah.
job.
Cop
I
out.
delivered on my promise. um, but yeah, so what I was just asking was, should social media matter or should it, aka should it count against somebody? You know what I'm saying? Because nine times out of ten, it don't really count for nobody no more, unless it's like, you know what I mean, like a gold digger looking for somebody who they trying to hit a lick on.
Not a gold digger.
Yeah, yeah, just be honest. Like that's the only time it's really gonna count for you is if you look like you balling and they fall for it. You know what I'm saying? But nine times out
Yeah.
of ten, it's either gonna not matter or it could count against you. And what I'm trying to ask is why it should it, and if so, why? Mish, lead us off.
This is such a tough question because
That's what we do here.
nowadays you only get to know people like via social media. Like a lot of times when you meet people these days, they're like, "Oh, what's your TikTok or what's your IG?" And
Yeah.
you just kind of like, why? So I don't know because I'm one of those people where my page is private and I don't post a lot of stuff on there. You might catch more wild shit in my story. That's a 24-hour lick right there. It's gone, baby. Like you know,
Right.
no face, no case, no trace. So I post a lot of funny wild shit, and then sometimes people be like, "You good?" Or like, so I've been posting a lot of notes lately, and people like
Hmm.
somebody was like, "Who pissed you off?" And I was like, "Why somebody got to piss me off?" Like why this stuff just can't resonate with me, or like I feel what they being like was being said, or I don't know. I just thought the quote was like intuitive for someone. Like so, I mean, like the
Right.
masses just need to hear this. Like literally, see, Saeed hit me up was like, "You be going off in these notes. Like I love it, sis." Like okay, cool. Like I just be talking, but I do feel like the world is so judgmental these days. Your social media will be used against you. Now, should it be used against you? I don't think so, because a lot of times people be capping. There be a lot of capping they rap on social
Mm,
media, and it's to
mm,
get and gain the attention and the following and the likes and people want that, right? That's what makes people feel good. It makes them feel accomplished a lot of times. So half the time people are not who they say they are on social media anyway, and you get to know these people and it doesn't align. So for me, unless it's a girl that's kind of like one of them chicks that posts a lot of provocative photos, but then when you get to dating her, like she a completely different person, it's kind of like, no, wait a minute, that ain't jiving. Or like a dude, like you said, just pretending like he balling, but he really broke as a joke. Like that kind of can be used against you, but I don't know. That's such a tough tough question to give a specific answer to because I don't know. Like you look at my social media, you trying to figure out if I'm a goon, a church girl, I'm family oriented, or I'm like fuck these kids. Like you never know with me. It could go either way. So I don't know. I just don't think people's social media is really indicative of who they are as a person in real life these days. Like unless your page is like a hobby page where you into cars and bikes, or you post something specific, like you got like I got a fitness page. There's only fitness shit on there, right?
Hmm.
Like it don't get no plainer than that. Like I eat pretty clean. I work out. I post gym memes. But my personal page again, it's all over the place. Like somebody might see my personal page and be like, "What is this girl really on?" So I don't think it should be held against people. I don't. It doesn't matter because that's not who someone really is. Like behind that phone, they're a different person in person. Is my opinion.
Okay. While you was talking, I've been flashing some of the
Yeah.
commentary from the chat. So I'll start with my man Willie Knight, first of his name. You know what I'm saying? One of the hosts from the Good News podcast. Shout out to Willie. Willie said, no, it should not be held against you. To continue my whole reference, it's only entertainment. I ain't got a whole
Exactly.
voice, but you know what I'm saying? It's only entertainment.
Listen,
Okay.
facts. I agree. I agree.
Let's go back up. So Kane said, what you say on social media shouldn't be judged unless you know that person, especially on social media, where many people create personalities that doesn't necessarily represent who they are
hmm Well, like what we used to say about people who post shit online, we'd be like, "You forget, I know you in real life."
in real life.
That's
Hmm.
that's that cap in the rap. Like that's why I don't take nothing nobody put online like type shit seriously. For real, I don't.
So the curator said it only counts if the person is saying some really egregious things. And then she commented later on to specify what those egregious things are. I believe she said, like, yeah, like egregious, like, the nasty stuff,
Yeah, hate
unaliving
speech,
people,
yeah,
PDFs, you know what I mean, them type stuff.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so I'm gonna give y'all my answer now. And I believe it's a
Yeah.
50-50. I believe it's a 50-50 ball. Um, people can mm, people can
Mm,
lose their job based on what is said on social media. That is
facts.
a fact. That is an absolute fact, Ty. And yeah, Ty, me too. As far as I'm way more inappropriate off of social media. Agreed. Okay.
Oh man, what,
Okay.
what,
That's
what?
that's me. Okay.
Yeah,
You won't
yeah.
catch the
I'm live in
wildness
real
on
life.
social media. You'll catch it in person.
Like I
Um,
said, I'm live in real life. I ain't doing that on social media.
so what Kane, what Willie alluded to, um, and even what Taya said is all true, right? That you have people who are not who they portray uh on social media. And I'm gonna say that's your fault. That's your fault. If you want to go out there and make everybody think that you this person and you ain't, and it costs you something, that's on you. Because outside
Yeah,
of doing something for like monetary purposes, you know what I'm saying? If you got an OnlyFans, so you got to sell sex, but you not giving the cat away, like that, you not even, Susie sexual. That's not even how you really moving. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
really cool.
Then that's different because you advertising the business. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who
Yeah,
sells cars ain't going like every car they sell. So I understand. You in the
yeah,
business of getting paid. That's different. When your social media is for a purpose, even if it's the character you play for the podcast you going to be on. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever media that you're going to be on. I get it because again, your goal is get into a bag, get into the paper, whatever, whatever. Um, but if you've made a version of yourself, which is so far, because it's one thing to not reveal your true self, like you said, you're not giving up much tape on you via social media. You know what I'm saying? So they can't figure you out by your posts. But if you put a version of you out, concrete, consistent at that, and people judge you by that, well, that's on you, player. I think that it's
Yeah.
asking a lot for somebody to assume that none of that is you, and that's what you always post. You know what I'm saying? As far as just
Right.
you just doing it just to be you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I said, when you got a brand that you're trying to create, I completely understand it is what it is. You have people who are
Right.
assholes online and they're really kind, really generous, decent people offline because
Yeah.
that's what's going to sell and they know that.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you're doing, if you're not getting to a bag and you the person who likes to argue, be the argumentative person online, and somebody who thought you was cute sees your online presence and like, nah, I don't want to deal with that person, you bought that. If somebody was thinking about hiring you, seeing this presence, and you Malcolm Y or Malcolm PMS, and now they decide I don't want that kind of combative energy in the workplace, and they decide not to hire you, that's on you. So I think that you got to be conscious and you got to be aware and you got to decide. You got to be cool with taking any potential L that you might take for what you're putting out there. And if you're
Right.
cool with that 100%, I ain't got nothing to say about it. But
Right.
if you're
Right.
going to be upset that the person that you consistently put out is somebody who's so far from who you are, too fucking bad. That was your call and that's your move. If I was on here knowing I'm a family guy, married man, and I'm talking about getting bitches, where I'm laying my bike, what dudes need to do, how women need to be treated disrespectfully, and it comes back and bites me in the ass with the missus, that's on me.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Be whoever y'all want to be online. Some of y'all, I've now coined the term "lie be lying," lies be lying, because
Listen,
because the
I
way some
ain't
of
gonna
y'all
lie.
love to get in my the way some of y'all love to get in my comment section and lie like I don't know y'all in real life and lie like y'all comments don't contradict what you post on your page is hilarious to me. Keep doing it. I'm not even here to
Hilarious.
lecture you or dissuade you. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
But
hilarious.
if and or when it catches up to you, know that coach told you so. Okay? Coach told you so. It's just that simple. It's just that
Yeah.
simple. Let's go back to the chat, see what they said. My guy Kane again. I personally used to do a lot of devil advocate posts so I could get people to think outside the box. If those things apply to me, no. But a lot of people thought that was me based on the things I posted or said. That is absolutely true. I remember some of those things thinking that you were a complete whack job. Um, I absolutely did. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this
Hey,
man?
not a
Like,
whack
damn,
job.
I thought, yo, my God, I thought he was out of his mind. Like, I'm like, me and him have had personal conversations. So, I had a much better, I got a much better understanding of the kind of person he is and stuff like that. But like, and that he was doing certain stuff on purpose. And sometimes you could really just tell he was doing it on purpose. So then I just kind of was like, oh, all right, he's just trying to press the button. He's trying to get the people going to be provocative. Um,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? If somebody catches it at a glimpse, then what are they left to deal with? Like you're not going to see somebody, right? Like let's say they're Caucasian, and you see somebody who seems like they're a little racist. You're not going to sit there and probe and be like, man, are you really this racist? No, this is the
No.
only sampling you've given of yourself. Like nobody's gonna sit there and ask Sexy Red, does she have a degree? You know what I'm saying? Like, does she understand, polynomials and trying to? No, because it's what you put forward. And all And even though she may be way smarter than she appears, it's what you put forth. You know what I'm saying? Rage baiting is definitely a thing. He definitely would be rage baiting sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. So I get where it's not necessarily fair to judge a person based on their social media alone, but
Yeah.
I also get that the game ain't fair.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's like people make a lot of assumptions, and we know what assuming, gets us, makes the ass out of you and me. But I mean, that's life.
Because
People are always going to make that assumption, and if they have those type of, pointers to go on, what do you expect from them? So,
I just finished talking about brands, so I want to go back and share something that my guy Willie Knight said. I want to put that on the board
hmm
because it really goes along with what I was saying. Yes, we did see your Lil Kim segment, which was fire during the hip hop edition of the podcast link Philly show live show. But social media, it's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it. They know even if they don't know me anymore, that they know the chairman. They don't know me any more than they know the chairman of General Mills. But to keep it a bean, it is your band. So it is your brand, like I was saying. So it is a representation of you or what you want to portray. If you got a brand to maintain, like being a spouse or an employee, you gotta be deliberate with your content. Spot on, man. Spot on, Willie. Spot on.
I
I
mean,
think
that
that
goes back to what
really
I was
is
saying.
the deal. That is really the deal. You got to know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you got to be willing to be responsible for what you put forth. On top of, like Willie even said, the brand that you have online is not the brand that you are as a person. It might not be the brand that you are as a person. So you got to be aware. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to be deliberate with your content. Very well said, sir. Very well said.
Exactly. Like that's why I said like my fitness page is separate from my personal page because mixing the two content types don't make sense. Like it just doesn't. And then mixing my personal page, that's why we separated our personal pages from our pod pages because it just didn't make sense. So it's like you got to keep that separate at all costs. If you got a personal life, you got to protect that. Your personality, you got to protect that. Your brand, you got to protect that. The type of content you put out, you got to be, concise with that type of stuff because again, people will jump to conclusions, make assumptions, and speculate, inspect, and all kind of shit. And they'll never ask you straight up, what's up? Like, I mean, you
Hmm.
got a few people that's nosy, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and just kind of pry big or whatever. Um,
Right.
but most of the time, people are not gonna ask that. They just gonna see what they see and say what they say. And what you gonna do about it? That's what you put out there. So
I like that tire. My brand is me though, just tire. That's why it's the name of it. Fire. That's a fire statement. I like that. I like that. I respect it. I respect it. And yeah, yeah, Kurt, protect the brand at all costs.
yeah.
Protect the home brand at all costs. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what I believe in. All right, I think we did really good with that question. Let us
Yeah.
move on.
Move along.
This one is a little bit more specific. And Ty, we going you going to hear this is kind of familiar because I beta tested this question with you and the rest of our gang via the podcast Philly, what I mean, the podcast like Philly group. Uh, our group chat beta tested it with them. So this question is, and I guess fellas, you could chime in on what you think the reasons are. Whereas we gonna let, you know, definitely gonna let Mimi and Taya be the first to answer on this. The fellas can speculate.
You ain't gonna want to hear my answer, buddy.
Oh, I do. Why? Why? Ladies, if you're hearing this, go ahead, tag somebody to this who you think have a good question, okay? Who have a good answer.
The
Who you think
answer
needs to answer this question. Ladies,
is
why are y'all getting in long-term situations and commitments with men whose sex you never thought was good. And I mean from the gun bust. Let me put this out here, right here and right now, because there's almost always a but I, but we, an exception to the rule, right? Somebody who didn't know that this person who they fell in love with had whacked it because they waited until after they fell in love with them to experience the whack dick up close. You don't have to answer because you were tricked. You were bamboozled. You were hoodwinked and led
Wait.
astray. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit, I'm done.
Yeah, your heart was already locked
Oh,
in. Your heart was already locked in, and yeah, okay. So that's fine. Love makes a lot of people, a lot of people sacrifice a lot and put up with a lot for love. So y'all, we
love
gonna put
fully.
we gonna put on that side. For everybody else who is 90% of people, because y'all not gonna cap with me and get me to believe that it's any less than 90% of people who are having sex with somebody before they fall in love with them. You knew when you just liked Buddy that he wasn't knocking the bottom out, that you could have had a V8. And instead, you got engaged to him, fell in love with him, moved in with him, had a baby by him, any of these or all of these, knowing what he couldn't do. Why? Why'd you do it? So Ty answering first, so we're gonna go ahead and go with her answers first before Mimi go ahead and
Yeah,
blows the doors
please
off
go
this thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
She said,
Go
personally
on, sis.
speaking, at this age, it will never happen again. Okay, okay, okay. That's not what I asked though, Ty. Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Exactly. I'm about to say, oh, that wasn't the answer to the question,
The general
sis.
response is some people don't have sex as a priority over being provided for in other ways. Very solid answer.
Mm.
Very solid answer. Okay, so what you telling me is it's a trade-off. I, I trade-off. You're not gonna get your rocks off, but you're gonna get taken care of in other ways because it's not your priority. And that I can accept is that it's not the biggest thing for everybody. There's some women who could be sex camels.
Mm.
If
What?
sex camels. Like, did you know that camels can store up water in their humps and carry it
Oh,
for
yeah.
like a long time? Yeah,
Yes.
that's how they do with that's how these people are with sex. It's they humps. They store the humps and the humps carries over. So I call them sex camels.
I have no words. That goodbye. Okay. Okay. I'm done. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I'm not. I'm just not doing this with you tonight.
So that's different, right? If you have the capability or the tendency to be a sex camel, then it don't really matter, right? It is not that big a deal. You'll get your rose, or you'll get your bullet, or you'll get your mold of, what I'm saying, Mr. Marcus or Wesley Pipes or whatever, and you'll do what you have to do after he done,
Wesley.
wasted, 5 to 45 minutes of your time. All right, because he's doing everything else and it outweighs the slamming that you ain't getting. All right,
I
cool,
mean, that's fair.
cool,
That's
cool.
sex is not a priority for some people, and that's
Yeah, that's
very
what I'm saying. So I
understandable.
completely understand that. But for everybody else,
Cause I'm everybody else, and bitch, it'll never happen. I was just having this conversation with somebody, like literally before we started recording, and was telling them how I was in the thick of it, and I literally told this man, "Hey, stop. This ain't working. I'm not. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know what you feeling, but I know what I'm feeling, and I ain't feeling like this is something I want to keep feeling. Just let's wrap it up, B." And he was pissed. I
mm,
mean, pissed. And I was just
yeah, throw
like,
them camels in the chat. Throw them camels in the chat.
I mean, Shawty was mad. I mean, whole time big mad. And I was like, so You were expecting me to continue to just go along with the get along because it was good for you, but the getting wasn't good for me. See, yeah, no, I'm not that. And this was in my single days prior to my husband. I'm not that type of
Of
female.
course, of course, of course.
Yeah, prior to my husband, I'm not that type of female. Because I used to run through them. Like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, no, I'm not doing it. And so I don't. I will. I feel like the reason why women do it is because they think they can change or train a man into being what they want and need sexually. And a lot of times, the reason that's not going to work, ladies, is because in a lot of men's mind, they're not bad at sex. They know what they're doing. They Nobody else has complained, right? But it is not working for me. Nobody else is complaining, but I'm
You
complaining.
talking, you
And
talking,
there's a lot of
you
times where
talking.
it starts out being good sex, right? But then at some point, shit fall off and people get lazy. And I'm not just gonna say
Yeah, that's why we gotta leave
sometimes.
them out. That's why we gotta leave them out because
Yeah. So
whether
it's
whether
like
whether it's sex, romance,
doesn't
upkeep,
matter.
all those
But
things can fall
why?
off.
Why would you not say something and continue to stay? And I get what Tanya is saying. Sometimes everything else outweighs that. Cool. If you're not a sexual person, got it, get it, good. As for me, yeah, nah, bro, let's have a conversation about this because otherwise we about to just cut it, cut it, cut it because sex is important to me. Like that is a oh, what's somebody to say it, Lord Jesus.
He said, nah, Meech, that's crazy. I might have had to choke you. You stopped me mid pump the thumbs down
Ah,
me. Mid stroke to swipe left on you.
bro, listen, what Dave Chappelle said, I'm giving that dick 4 thumbs down. Like, no, let's not fucking do this. Wrap it up, B. Like, matter of fact,
Wrap it
unwrap it
up.
and get the fuck out. No, unwrap it and get
Oh
the fuck out.
man.
Take that thumb off, get the fuck out. Like, girl, ladies, boo things, sis. Start telling these niggas about themselves. I'm telling you that right now.
As you should.
If they take
As you
it
should.
personally, too bad. They're not the one for you. And if you cool on that, then be cool. Cooler than Antarctica. You do you. But as for me and my nether regions, nah, we fitting to get everything I came for. And if you ain't giving it to me, you gotta go. So
Leaving here
yeah,
with something.
I came here and I'm leaving with something. Bye. You got to go. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'll
I feel
never
what you're saying.
understand that. And they literally will be going
Communication
off to
is
their
key. Yes,
homegirls.
sir.
Yes, it is. But they'll communicate with their homegirls in a group chat about this man, but won't say a damn thing to him. And then be having an attitude with him. And then when he asks, "Well, what's the rose all about?" That's your cue, baby. Slide in like light wind and tell this man, "Nah, y'all trying to be super sensitive because y'all settling. Stop settling because y'all think y'all ain't gonna get nothing no better than what you got. Trust me, there's somebody out there to knock the Mario coins out that pussy. Trust me.
Closed
Now
mouths
he
don't get
might
fed, literally.
literally, literally, literally. So yeah, I mean, it's about weighing the pros and cons. And for
Yeah,
me,
open up,
that
girl. Yeah. Open that mouth,
stop it.
girl. If you know,
Y'all
you
are
know.
ratchet. Yeah, I can't. I will never understand it. It will never be something that I am greenlighting or condoning for any reason. I don't care because we're all human and we all crave some sort of intimacy. And if that's not being met, I don't care what somebody else is doing for me. It's gonna be a wrap. I'm cheating on you. Sorry.
Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So Ace said that that's crazy, but man, if we do that, we gaslighting and demeaning y'all. And that's true. See, the problem with this whole thing is that people can't take the truth. People egos is too fragile. Like men get labeled with having fragile egos like women don't.
Women really do. Women really be having
Women
fragile egos too.
absolutely have fragile
Yeah,
egos. And
yeah.
anybody and everybody who thinks that they're doing the world for you, finding out that they're not, that shit hurts. I don't care who you are.
It does.
I don't care who you are. It's one thing when you know you half stepping and you feel like you just sliding across base and they pretending to be happy with it. All right, then you just gonna continue to keep skating by. It's another
But
thing when you think you in there
even
with
with
the
that,
wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You in there thinking you Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. When I slammed Elizabeth head through the headboard the other night.
no,
Ooh,
even with that,
yeah.
why would you know that you are doing a half-ass job, knowing that this person is pump faking, pun intended, and you going along with the get along? Like
Because
you
you
should be
selfish
ashamed
and
of
you
yourself.
only care about you. You selfish and you only care about you.
So then why am I selfish for telling you that I care about me and what you doing ain't
You're
good enough for me?
you're not. And I advocate that everybody, both men and women, be honest with their partners about what they're not getting in
Yeah,
their bedrooms.
yeah.
However, Ace, I'm feeling you, Ace.
Cause
I
this,
was
this
right.
ain't
And,
gaslighting.
and,
'Cause
and, and I'm feeling you, Ty, because yes, I would want to know. I don't want
I
to be
don't
sitting
know.
here. I'm at an advanced age now. Okay, I qualify for Unc and OG and old head now. I'm not
I'm
sitting
on.
here
I'm on.
trying to get another cramp in my leg, fighting through the cramp, fighting through back spasms and my bad knee. Okay, risking another Achilles tear, and you up there unsatisfied the whole time. No, like I done pulled out all the moves and none of them working, and you got me just doing it. No, bro, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Just do the joint where you reach back and tap my leg or tap my thigh. Like, nah, this ain't it,
This
bro.
ain't it. This ain't it,
I
baby.
this ain't it. This ain't it.
No,
This ain't
no.
it. You know
Settle
what I'm saying? If
down.
you got some suggestions, you know what I'm saying? If it maybe it's the angle that's wrong, go ahead, tell me, nah. Oh, let me know some. Talk to me. Like my man said earlier, communication is key. Communicate with me. But even if you, for some odd reason, now my thing is don't even let me finish, right? Because I don't
I'm not.
like that feeling. I don't like that
I'm not.
feeling of feeling like I done did something and now afterwards you just like, yeah, that was
That
not
wasn't
it.
it. That
Well, what
wasn't
the hell
it.
you let me keep doing it for?
But it goes back to what we said on the episode a while back, how women don't feel comfortable speaking up.
This is true. But and men don't either when it comes to sex because with men, it's for different reasons though. Because for men, we
Wait,
feel like you make that face all you want. But a lot of men don't feel comfortable like the same way that you said, y'all go in the women go in the group chat and complain. Dudes tell their homies because it's easier
really?
to tell your homie than to tell your girl. It's some dudes who easier to tell a female friend than to tell their girl. You want to know why? Because telling your girl mean you ain't gonna get none.
See, and I guess because I'm not
Now,
like that.
now
I
she
don't.
gonna
I don't understand
now
that.
she gonna hold that shit. And this is why I said the whole fragile ego thing, right? Because the dude's not gonna be like, oh, well, she didn't like my dick, so I'm not gonna fuck her anymore. Like he gonna catch an attitude. Maybe he doesn't want to believe the truth. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll, gaslight and place the blame on her or whatever it is, right?
I'm so
But he'll
confused.
he'll be hurt, but he'll come back and try again. Whereas in you go ahead and tell a lot of these women that they sex is whack, that they head is garbage. You know what I'm saying? That they whop ain't whopping. Now you got somebody who's like, oh, well, okay, then you must not need it. Fort
I'm.
Knox. Clink,
I'm
clink, clink, clink,
sorry.
clink.
Tell me my shit not on point. It's redemption for me. I'm coming back 10 times stronger. I'm pulling out all this stuff. I'm studying everything.
Thank you,
Next
brother.
time you
Thank
ain't
you.
gonna know what hit your ass. Like, come on, ladies, like get it together. Like, and guys too. Stop
Yes.
taking everything personal. It's
No.
not a personal
Take it
attack against you.
personal. Take it personal and
Well,
do something about it. Take
that's
it
what I'm saying.
personal and do something about it. Because
Don't
that's
take it
that's where I'm gonna speak
personal.
to the men. That's where I'm
Don't
gonna
take it
speak to the
personal
men
and
right
be a
quick.
bitch ass nigga or
There
a
we
petty
go.
ass
There we
female.
go.
Like, don't
There
be
we
a bitch
go.
ass nigga about it and don't be a petty ass bitch about it. Like, just go ahead and say, all right. Like, especially if y'all locked in, you should be glad that this person has enough confidence and goal to even tell you that because it is hard to tell somebody that you really care about and you concerned about how that's going to make them feel hey, what you're doing is no longer working. And let's be honest, a lot of times people literally think, I said it earlier, the same thing that worked before or worked on someone else is going to work on them.
Yes.
So when they
Yes.
hear that, okay, that's not something I like or I'm not really into that. So now you got to do a little more work and some recon to figure out how to sexually satisfy this person.
Recon. Recon
Y'all
is
motherfuckers
fire.
don't want to do no work. Y'all don't want to do no work and research. Man, listen, that's when, like, I don't, like I said, I know you and Ace used to get on me because I would say this, I don't be watching porn, whatever. But now I'm trying to figure out what the hell you like it on Twitter and Tumblr because obviously that's going to denote what you're into. Then I'm going to study
Mm,
that shit.
mm,
That's
mm.
okay. I get it. I don't want to hear that shit today. Okay, I don't. I
I
don't.
mean, it's
And
just
I don't
not.
want to hear that
It's
shit
not.
today.
I
I don't
just
want to
keep
hear that
telling
shit
you.
today.
Just keep telling you.
I don't want to hear that shit today
I keep
because
telling
I
you.
done seen people
I
post
keep
it
telling you.
on Twitter and it's like, so yeah, that's kind of shit you into. Like, so
Yeah,
don't
I
come
see
with
people
me.
respond to that, but Ty said, if, fellas, y'all can answer this one right quick.
Nah,
Saya
nah,
said, if women says right there, why do men move? Uh, probably because they
baby,
about to
because
nut.
they stomach
Probably
is
because they about to
trash and they
nut.
talk about the
No,
nut. Yeah,
no, no. Probably because they about to nut. Because you said
no,
right there that hyped them up.
exactly,
You done
exactly,
turned it up. You done said it a certain way. You done said that at a certain decibel. So now, you know what I'm saying, you done cut into their stroke count. Like, you know what I'm saying? You made them
exactly,
too high.
exactly.
You done made them
You
too
done took
high.
their head out the game. Like they all fucked up. Like they trying to keep it together, baby.
Here we go. My man said it. We try to concentrate.
But you trying to concentrate. Nigga back there thinking about how many motherfucking home runs Jackie Robinson done hit. Baby, they trying to keep it right tight before you end up with a
try,
little seed in you.
try not to fire off.
Look, that's what niggas need to learn to pull it
It's
out
a
and eat it again, baby.
it's a panic. It's a panic. Nah, because then that's not always going to necessarily work either. Because she gonna be like, pulled it out. I needed you
Okay,
to
oh,
keep going.
whatever.
But see, and that even goes more to the point that you made. Not everything is going to work with every woman.
Yeah, oh well.
Not every move is going to work with every woman. Um, but saying I'm right there, so I can. I listen. I understand. I understand your pain, not from a
I'm
personal
just saying,
stand.
you
Well, I
know?
actually, yeah, actually, I had been there a long, long
Yeah, but
time
you
ago.
say, don't lie, nigga. You been there.
Um, but these are things that, as again, I'm referring to my man Kurt saying, communication is key. One, I think that we don't do enough to create a safe space for each other to talk sex with the people that we're having sex with. I don't think we do enough work beforehand to
There you go.
where
There you
we
go.
can have these situations of nah, that's not it. Oh, whoa, hold on. Or can we just stop for a second? All right, listen, I'm trying to fuck, and I'm trying to have you fuck me, but you're not fucking me,
But
right? Can we try this? And then that person be game enough to be like, oh, damn, you mean my level three didn't do nothing? All right,
yeah.
but you want to try this? Okay, cool. And again, once you realize you have the safe space to communicate like that, I feel like outside of somebody who has physical issues, like physically the man just can't get past the 5 minute barrier. Like
5 minute barrier.
it don't matter who is with, it don't matter, what kind of condoms you get in, he's just going to sit there and like, 10
Recipe.
lifetime, 10 minutes is his lifetime max. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, that's a
outside
long
of
time
those kind of
for,
physical
honestly. It's a long
out
time.
kind of those kind of physical issues, I feel like, what I'm saying, if you've already had conversations, that's a problem. Not enough people are conversing with each other before sex. It's just the
Exactly.
attraction, it's the turn on, and the conversations just be about how soon can we do it. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, but nobody's actually figuring out what the other one needs. It's just a
Because
bunch of false flagging and advertisement and pre-hype. Um, so if you're actually having conversations beforehand to where y'all feel comfortable with each other, then you could afford to say, damn, baby, that's good, but I'm gonna pull up so you can go ahead and hit the bathroom and wash up a little bit. At the 3 strokes, the smell ain't doing it for me, baby. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's something different. We're talking hygiene now, so let's not go there.
sorry. It still be why, but that's a whole nother conversation we're gonna save for another time.
That's
Because I do
why I said
actually wanna
stop.
I actually do want to address the men's side of not speaking up and things like that. I just gave the blanket answer of it's gonna cost us some coochie, which is true. But I'd rather get more into that in another time. Um, for another because that might actually be an episode right there.
It really needs to be because that is a
So
pet peeve of mine. That's why I say stop because again, like
okay,
I tell people
say
all the
less.
time, as a female, yeah, no, don't ever ask me have I been with another female. No, because I know what my body do. No, thank you. And women know what their body do, so you know when your body doing what it do, and you should never expose a man to nothing like that. Like, get your shit together. Like, match your panties with your bra. Get your shit together, ladies. That's mm-mm. Yeah, I
Hey,
don't.
y'all
Yeah,
heard it here first. Taya's, aka Author T's new shirt next week. Safe space. Y'all heard it here first.
Mm.
Yeah, life be
I like
life
it.
and
I like it.
inspiring apparel.
I like it. That's what we do. Be
It,
inspired.
that's what we here to do. Inspire, push the culture forward. It's a
Yes.
lot of Bernie Mac dudes. I got mine. You better get yours. I can't lie. I
I
can't
mean,
lie. I can't
that's the
lie.
culture. That's the culture. That's
I
what men
can't
are taught a
lie.
lot of times. Like she
I
better
can't
get
lie.
hers, I'm gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? So that's
We
why women, you
racing.
better get to
We
opening your
racing.
mouth and tell them, you know, what
Beat
you
me
want.
there.
So you can get it, because otherwise you ain't gonna get it.
Don't meet me there.
That's
Beat me there, bitch.
right. Yeah, right.
All
Oh,
right,
shit.
let's move on to the next question. Fellas, this one is
Mhm.
for you. And of course, women could comment on this too, but fellas, you would have a more in-depth answer for this one. Um, do you feel that men are finally taking their mental health more seriously? And I'm gonna start off and say yes. I think that we are. Um, oh, you made the shirt already. You just not announcing it till next week. Okay, I dig it.
Oh,
Um,
okay. She could
I,
have let
uh,
us. She
I,
could have let us ride with that. She could have just let
yeah,
us ride with it.
yeah, yeah, she could have. She could have. Come on,
Man,
Taya.
we got a
Come
promo for
on, Taya.
you.
You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I think that we're finally starting to get it. I see more podcasts dedicated to, affirming black men, uplifting black men, letting black men get stuff off their chest. However it happens, right? Like you have the really eloquent and
Yeah,
lovely ones, and then you got the ones where it's a nigga from the street that's hurting, sitting there crying behind a mic. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's literally in doing so showing that like, yeah, I'm just as tough as the rest of you niggas, but like I'm not gonna pretend to hold this pain in
yeah,
to look tough for y'all. Like I'm gonna speak on these issues because again, I'll still use the clip. Please do. Please do. Um, but it's been killing us. It's been the silent killer for black men for decades. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's how it affects our health in terms of having strokes, um, whether
heart
it's
attack.
about heart attacks, whether it's what's makes us snap and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying have violent issues
stress.
where we end up getting bodied, and of course unaliving yourself, like that's been a big part. um, not taking care of these things has led to a lot of like the when you just go ahead and take the time to Google and look at the male self unalive, self delete rate, it has been
Yeah,
insane. Just over the
yeah,
last
it's pretty
10
bad.
years alone, it's been insane. So I think that
Yeah,
we're finally starting to get it. We're finally starting to accept the fact that if we don't, we're not going to be here.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? We're starting to finally get that we deserve it too. Because that's the other
yeah.
thing. is that we're not allowed to think that we deserve that without being a bitch or without being soft or whatever, whatever. But like, no, we're actually entitled to mental well-being, like every other human is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so uh I think that we finally are. Let's see what's going on in the chat right quick before you answer, Mish.
No worries.
All right. A said, I think mental health was always on the front line for men, but men are more accepting and embracing each other publicly. I 100% agree with that.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else. Taya agrees that men are definitely taking mental health more seriously. And of
They are.
course, I love when she says this phrase. I love when she came on the pod and said, because for the longest, if you haven't seen the self care is Bay episode, I did not know that Bay was an acronym for the longest. Never knew before anyone else. Tuh.
Fancy that.
Yeah, man. Self care is Bay. Absolute. Absolutely. That's literally what self care is, taking care of yourself before anyone else. Misha mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the pod that, you know, you give out of your overflow. I always say you at the end of the episode, you can't pour out of an empty cup. And that's the problem. Men
Yeah.
are conditioned to serve, provide, protect, and all
Protect.
these things, but not self-restore. We're not
Yeah.
told to, replenish. So yes, give of your overflow. Take care of yourself and take care of home base, but make sure that you're good enough to do so. Like I said, my battle with pneumonia definitely changed my entire outlook on that kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
because while I was that sick, there was so much I couldn't do for my family at the rate that I would normally do it. So, don't get yourself taken out the game, man. Take them timeouts, take them breaks. Say, I can't play today, whatever it
Yeah.
is,
I'm gonna sit this one out. Like I
and
literally,
and and do what you got to do to recover. Niche,
yeah,
it's on you.
literally had a conversation with my homeboy the other day.
Oh, hold
Um,
on, one right man, real quick. Let me reiterate for Ace, who asks, "What does Bay mean?" Before anyone else. That's what it means. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, you're fine. Any other comments we might have missed in the chat, or we all caught up?
No, we caught up.
Okay. Um, I was. It's very important, and yes, men are starting to take, their mental health and self care seriously, and really making time and space and giving themselves grace as you should. Men deserve that too. My homeboy called me the other day and was like, "We hoop, right?" So he was like, "Look, man, eesh, this guy want me to play, and coach in this, league, but I just don't have time. And what should I tell him? The fucking truth. I can't do it. I'm exhausted. I took a job as a program manager. I'm now responsible for two teams. I got things that I am handling outside of work. And I'm just, quite frankly, I'm tired." I was like, "You, like, don't lie. Just be honest and tell them, hey, if I can at a later date, if I find some space and time, I'll come, join in. But as of right now, count me the fuck out. And that's okay. Like, get
It's
somebody
okay.
else to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying?" And I think men need to be allowed to say that. Like, I'm not for nothing, women say, "I need help. I can't do this all on my own." Like, it's supposed to be a team. Well, men need that same grace, right? They can't do everything. And sometimes, they got this whole thing going around where, it's not, it's not 50-50 or da da da. Sometimes one
Hmm.
person has 80 and the other has 20. Yeah. So when that man said he on 20, ladies, get your 80% up. Like, for real. Because when he on 100 for you, it's Gucci. And I appreciate people like, Kier, who has been, I'll never forget when I saw the video he put out, right? Like, it had to be back in 2020, right? Where he was like walking with his first child, because he's from this area, and he was like explaining his relationship with his wife. I wanted to say her name, but I think I want to say it wrong, so I'm not gonna try. But when he was explaining his relationship with his wife and the mental health challenges he was going through, and he was also at that time going, I guess, to school to get his degree in like mental health education, psychology, and all that stuff. And he's grown to be a force in the mental health world. And I remember when we, did the good grief episode, and I said
Hmm.
men are allowed 2.5 emotions. And he spoke on that today. He said men are not allowed to embrace and show their emotions and really lean into that. And I think that's the most unfair shit in this world because y'all are human just like anybody else. So the same way women experience emotions, men do too. And I don't think it's fair for women to run around here calling men bitch ass niggas, pussy ass niggas, soft ass niggas, weak ass niggas because they have a mad or sad moment. They want to express happiness and joy. They need some time to themselves to reflect and recharge. They need, a self-care day or whatever the case may be. Like, they're no different from us. And honestly, if and I say you women because this was never my requirement of my husband, and it's an ongoing battle with us. But if you women are going to keep requiring men to protect, provide, and what was the other p words you used? I can't remember.
Profess, protect, provide. Those are supposed to be the three P's.
Then you need to protect, profess, and provide for them as well. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to continue to do that. And for us to keep dumping everything on a man's shoulder just because somebody told us this is what a man is supposed to do, that is the most unfair shit I've ever heard in my life. And I think that's the biggest struggle between Arturo and I, right? Because he thinks that he has to do everything. So when I can step up and do things that he can't, it kind of sometimes used to make him feel less than. And I had to like tell him, we are a team. If I'm letting you do everything and you're exhausting yourself, where does that leave you for me? Where does that show my respect for you and how you have to operate as a human? You got to go to work for 8+ hours every day, like I do. You have to deal with the dog just like I do. You have to wash laundry just like I do. You have to mow the grass and get gas and take out the trash. And those are things that I don't or won't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there has to be a balance. And I think for so long, there's been such an unfair balance to where men don't feel like they have the time or the comfortability to be able to get a therapy session in, to take a self care day, to take a fucking uninterrupted nap, to go hang out with their friends, to engage in a hobby because they always got to be on 10 for someone else. But
Hmm.
when somebody needs this, no, they need somebody to be on 10 for them. It's a zero. It's a dub. And so kudos to you men for saying, "Hey, look, not today. Hey, I'm having a bad day. Hey, no." My therapist always say you have to weigh. You have to evaluate the weight of your yes and the power in your no. She was like, it's okay to tell people
That's a
no,
bar.
you can't do this. And you say yes when you have the, capacity. And sometimes men are so beyond capacity and they feel like if they say no, it's gonna be held against them. And that's the most unfair shit ever. Because again, they're no different than anybody else.
It's a
They
fact.
struggle with the same things that we struggle with. They go to work and deal with petty ass coworkers. They
For
deal with
sure.
traffic. They deal with ignorant people in grocery stores. You know what I'm saying? They deal with rude people on public transportation. They deal with attitudes from their kids. It Men aren't exempt from any of this. Sometimes they get more of the shitty end of the stick.
Mm,
But we
very true.
we so ingrained to believe that women they bear it all. And I'm like, "Ugh, that's not the case for everybody. Now, there are some women that are really doing everything on their own, you
That's a
know,
fact.
and that's a different story. So I'm not trying to lump everybody into the same category. But when it comes down to men, and I think for me, it became even more of a thing, especially
Yeah.
here recently, seeing how my little brothers are taking my uncle's death. And they're taking it hard. And I'm like, listen, guys, it's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel a way about it. Let that shit out. Stop acting like you hard body 101. Like, you are a man who has emotions. You're going to experience sadness. You're going to be, grieving. You're going to get mad and pissed off about some shit. Your kids are going to frustrate you, and that's okay. Who said you got to be indifferent to that shit? So I think men need to stop being indifferent to the different things they're dealing with and just start kind of embracing that shit.
So Tyre said something, and I'm not gonna lie, it got me in my feelings a little bit.
Mm,
She said men get more because people believe men could take more, and that's not accurate.
it's not.
Um,
Uh oh.
so this is the reason why it hits is because I can't tell y'all how many times I've had to change individual therapists, how
Mm,
I've had to, as much as I respect and trust, not to go to certain spiritual leaders for things
yeah.
because when when I've gone through certain things, when I've hit certain walls, when I dealt with certain things, that's what gets hit. Like even if I didn't have this burly ass figure, I hear um Tyre said, "Mimi, you are amazing, sis," and she is. I get. I have a great
Oh,
co-host.
thank you.
God bless me with a great sister, friend, and dope co-host. So that's why
Love
she gets
y'all.
announced. That's why she gets announced first, because you know what I'm saying. That's why I do the flanking. But I hate I hate that notion that you know when you were a man and you can take more than she can. You you
Absolutely
you know you
not.
you built for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why God gave us broad shoulders. That's why He gave us the ability to think with logic. That's oh well, you seem to be the more sturdy person in the marriage, and or you seem to be the person who can compartmentalize better. Yeah, it's true. I'm better at compartmentalizing than my wife. Um, I deal with conflict and confrontation better than my wife. That does not in any way mean that I should have to put up with some of the shit I've had to put up with. Um,
Yeah.
because she can't. It could be a thing that how about neither one of us put up with it? Neither one
Yeah.
of us deal with it. We choose as a family to walk away from you or walk away from this
That's
business
it.
or walk away from this situation
Yep.
because we as one are not fucking with the shit y'all got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But instead, it's like and and again, it's conditioning from society, from your old heads, unfortunately, because there's a lot of dudes who told us young men
Somehow.
bullshit. Like I can't tell you how many times I was at a bachelor party and I heard an
Bro.
older guy say to a younger
Bro.
guy, "Hey, two things: happy wife, happy life, and just know
Eh,
when
eh.
she's when you're wrong, be man enough to say that you're sorry. And when she's wrong, Be man enough to say that you're sorry. And
No,
it's like, are
no.
you fucking kidding me? Are
They're
you
absolutely
like,
serious. They're serious. They're dead
and,
ass
and
serious.
they're dead serious. And
Dead.
that's why, like I said, this gets me in my feelings a little bit because there's times I know I should have stepped up. There's times I know I should have said something. There's times I should have knocked a motherfucker block off for two. I should have put somebody in their motherfucking trunk behind some of the shit that's happened. And it's like, nah, but because she's emotional about it, and I don't want to hurt her feelings or make her feel away or make her feel even worse about it. Um, I'll just take the L. I'll wear that. It's just gonna be no man. I should have wrapped that L around some motherfuckers' necks.
Hey,
Fuck
look.
that.
Oh my, what my brother said, knock a nigga
And
dead
I
in
don't
his
even
dirt.
just, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, sometimes I mean physical, sometimes I mean not physical. But like either way, I shouldn't have taken it just because the man is supposed to take it. Sometimes
No,
even with her, I should have spoken up and said, this bothered me. I didn't like when you said that. I didn't like when you did that. Now there's things that I, of course, am fine with letting pass because it's not that big a deal to me. But there was shit that was a big deal. And instead of saying something, I thought, well, I ain't no bitch, man. I ain't finna sit here and
so
bitch
let
and
me tell
moan
you
and
something about that.
complain. And
That one little time you let that one thing slide, it becomes another thing, and then another thing, and then it grows into bigger things. That's why I always encourage Arturo, when you got an issue with me, say something. But he doesn't like confrontation, and I'm like, listen, let me explain something to you. Confronting something does not always have to be confrontational. Confrontation is literally the form of confronting an issue to deal with
thank
it
you.
and hash it the fuck out.
Thank you. Because you
And
knew I was about
so,
to go hit the dictionary, but you said it. I didn't even need the dictionary for that. You said it. Yes.
listen,
It
y'all
is
niggas,
facing it
because
head on. That's all confrontation is. Facing something head up, straight to it.
yes,
That's really it.
yes,
That's really
and
it. I always say I prefer confrontation over conflict because confrontation means here it is, we go into it and we get into it. Conflict can
yeah.
last for years
And
because you
that's the
just
thing when
because
you
you didn't address it.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. When you let those little things slide, that's when the conflict ensues, right? I mean, I spoke about it as far as our marriage. He had an issue with me about a certain thing, and he kept saying, "Oh, I got over it," but never got over it. So it was constant conflict. But as where I'm trying to confront it because he doesn't like confrontation because it makes him feel away and uncomfortable, and he doesn't know how to manage his emotions, and it goes back to the mental health piece. It was always a problem. And I was like, look,
Mhm.
bro, I wasn't raised like that. Like the way I came up is like, yeah, we getting it in now. We talking about this now. We dealing with this now. We throwing these hands now. Like we gonna be done with it and move on from it. Nothing ever lingered in my household. Ever. And when we would be in arguments, like we had boxing gloves. Niggas would be boxing it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
I
know
remember
exactly what you're saying. I
saying?
feel
So
you.
it's like I don't even understand any of that, right? But that whole happy wife, happy life, no. And people always look at me funny because they think I'm like on joke time, but I'm like, no, it's happy house, happy
Happy
spouse.
spouse. Yep.
Like if he not happy, how I'm gonna be happy? If I'm not happy, how he gonna be happy?
So
Cause
let's speak about
we
that statement. Because Ty has spoken on it. The statement "happy wife, happy life" is misunderstood.
it's a crock of shit is what
The
it is.
original statement means keep your wife happy and she will keep you happy and y'all will have a happy life. It was never meant to mean the man is not supposed to be happy. I get it. I get it. I absolutely get what the original statement means. And truth be told, I don't think that it's a lot of people who don't get what the original statement means. It's what it takes to make that actually happen where the distortion comes into play, right? Because the original statement, let's just go with what Ty said. The original statement, I'm putting it back up on the screen again. The original statement means keep your wife happy and she will keep you happy and y'all will have a happy life. The problem is keep your wife happy is not your responsibility.
Boom.
Happiness
Boom.
is our own responsibilities. And
Thank you.
you will find that there may either come a point in life or she just might be going through some things that's not just a point, it's for a stretch where your wife ain't happy. She can't be happy, and you cannot make her happy, much less keep her happy. Because there's something within her that you can't change, that you cannot impact, and that you cannot erase. And if she is not willing to use the word that Mish used, confront it. If she is not willing to get help in working on it, then you can be the best husband that you can be. You could be Professor X, you could be the big provider, and you can be a walking, talking shield level of protector. You can be like Iron Man level of protection, and you could be laying down great pipe, and she still won't be happy. So if you can't make her happy or keep her happy, then how can the happy wife, happy life thing works? It will just end with you also being unhappy. So that's the problem with the original statement in itself, that even if you just take it for what it is, the problem is the original statement is based on the assumption that you can, first of all, keep your wife happy. And that two, if you do, she will internalize that happiness and then want to reciprocate it. When the other fact is she might be happy as a clam, but she don't feel like reciprocating none of that shit because she feels entitled to it. He who findeth
Exactly.
a wife findeth a
And
good thing. I'm your good thing. Do all these good things for your good thing. It doesn't mean I have to do these things for you.
I know a lot of wives like that. And at the end of the day, all men care about is return of respect for what they do for you anyway. That's really all. I've
Respect and
talked
appreciation.
exactly. I've talked to so many men. You know, me and you went back and forth about this whole praise and adoration and respect and all of this. And,
Mm-hmm.
as where I feel like, and it kind of goes to the keeping your wife happy thing, as where I feel like I should have to thank you for every little thing. I've come to realize what that means for men is that you respect what I do for you. Period.
Yep.
The appreciation is there, and you respect that I don't gotta do that shit.
Yep.
I don't gotta stop at the store and get no fucking buttermilk for you to fry me some fish. I don't gotta go to the store and get coleslaw mixed because you couldn't find it at the store you went to. I don't gotta return shit that you don't feel like going to the store. Like for men, it's a respect thing. They do a lot of shit out of getting respect from a woman in return. They don't. I never say men don't care about love. But at the
Right.
end of the day, they really respect is the first and
Respect over love
foremost
every time.
every single fucking time.
Every time.
Everything. It ain't a man I ain't talked to that ain't been like, man, this bitch don't respect me. She love me, but she don't respect me. And that's a huge deal. And that's another reason why men have a breakdown in their mental stability because for a man, respect is everything. And that's one thing I learned from my father a long time ago. He was like, because my father he used to run, HVAC for all of DC public schools. And, he was like, telling me as a leader, one thing you need to understand, this is for men, like you lead, you lead not with fear, but with respect. Respect is given, it's earned, it's not given. He was like, so you see how I treat these men that work for me? I respect their time. I respect the fact that they got families. I respect the fact that they got, shit they dealing with. I respect the fact that, they not having a day and I might have to pick up the slack. And they loved working for my father because he led with respect. Women trying to make a nigga
Mm-hmm.
fear them so a man could be fearful and do what the fuck they want them to do because
Yep.
they fear losing them or they fear that they're gonna go out here and
There
cheat.
you go. There you go. There you go. Yep.
No.
Yep.
But
Yep.
if you
Yep.
respect that man wholeheartedly, you can literally tell that nigga you being a real bitch ass nigga today. But if you respect that nigga 99.9% of the time, he gonna take that little bitch ass nigga shit on the chin because he know, baby, that's out of respect, and I'm telling you, you need to pull your panties out your ass today. Like, come on, let's lock in. But when you constantly calling the nigga out of their name and being rude and being dismissive and doing shit you know they don't like and causing problems they don't want to deal with, they don't feel respected. Means they don't feel loved. They not gonna do nothing for you. They're not gonna love on you because now they're trying to figure out where did I go wrong with this? What did I do to deserve this? I'm just trying to love this girl, and she don't have no fucking respect for me.
Appreciation, Ty said appreciation goes a long way. It takes 2 seconds
It
to say
does.
thank you.
It does.
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Absolutely.
like, after we had all back and forth, about it,
We got
I
into
did.
it too.
We did, boy. We was heated. We was like getting into it. I literally tell Arturo thank you all the time for everything he does. Like, thanks. I appreciate you doing that. I know you ain't have to do that. Thanks for going out your way. Good luck. You really been stepping up. Yada yada yada. And it's like the more I say it, the more shit he been doing. The more I give him the praise, the more shit he willing to do for me. The more I give the adoration, the more he like, yeah, what you need? What can I get for you? It's really just as simple as that. And I've noticed like a change in his demeanor. I've noticed a change in how he's been operating.
And you know why? And I said it to somebody the other day. That works for men because unlike women, most men don't get compliments. We will
Mm-hmm.
go, the average man will go weeks, maybe even a month, maybe even multiple without getting a single
Oh, see,
compliment,
not
without
me. I
getting
be
a
complimenting.
single compliment. And this just goes across the board if he doesn't have,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just say single men, right? The average single man probably goes months without a single compliment.
Child,
You
not
know
for
what I'm
me.
saying? But what's worse is that you have dudes in relationships who don't get compliments.
Oh no.
So when you have a thank you, uh, like that genuine, oh, thank you, or even just that slight, appreciate you, babe. Oh, thank you. It the same way that women need to hear that they're beautiful and need to hear that they're loved, like Mish said, men need to know that they respected. Men, since the beginning of time, have killed and died behind respect. So for you to be with a person of your choosing that offers you none, that you know doesn't respect you,
You
it
crazy for saying
impacts
that.
you. It impacts you a particular way. And yes, let me tell you, not only are you
You
crazy for
crazy.
staying
You
there,
crazy for
not only
saying.
are you crazy for staying there, you don't realize that you're being emotionally and mentally abused.
Oh no, there are people that do, but I'm gonna tell you what a
You
lot of
don't
men
realize
do.
it. You
No,
don't
no,
even realize it.
no, no, no. There are some men that do, and they stick around hoping or holding out for hope that
That too.
it's going
Okay,
to be
that too.
change.
They hope that it's
That
gonna
it's
change.
gonna
Yeah,
change. That is gonna change.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
bruh, like she told you flat out she don't respect you. Like the I don't respect you the way you want me to respect you. Like it's
These
different being
women,
told like,
Katie said, welcome to the chat, Katie. These women let society tell them how to treat their man and then wonder why he leave. Not just society,
okay,
they
not just
folks.
society.
They
Yes,
folks, they mama them, they
yes.
sister them, cousin
Listen,
them, they
I'm gonna
friend
tell
them.
you. One thing I can say about my family, they never say the fuck about my business. My mother told me the other day, well, I'm just gonna stay out of it and let you handle that your way. Thank you, ma'am, because you already know. Like,
Thank you, man.
thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Like, there can't nobody tell me how to handle nothing over here with me and mine. I always say, I stay out of your business because I want you to stay out of mine. I'm not telling you what to do
Yeah,
with your business because you can't tell me what to do with mine. We don't
nope.
operate the same over here, baby. We on different wavelengths. We do things differently. You ain't me and I ain't you. That ain't this and this ain't that.
Listen to
And people
that.
need to learn that. Like, don't be listening to other people. Listening to other people get you fucked up.
Mm.
Learn that right now. Like, I don't do that. So
It's not like a single woman to keep a woman single.
Misery
It's
love
nothing like
company,
an
ain't that?
unhappy person. I was about to say it's nothing like an unhappy person to keep another person unhappy because misery, sure enough, do love company. For
It
sure.
do.
For sure it do. For
One thing I
sure
ain't
it
never
do.
gonna do is be miserable in this lifetime. I move right on around you.
And so to bring it back home, yeah, I'm glad we all agree that men are doing taking their mental health more seriously, that they're more active about seeing what they can do about it. You still have that pushback to therapy because of the misgivings, because of misunderstandings, and because of the bad experiences. But since we've started this podcast, I will always encourage uh, that you take the journey and you do the work to find the
Yeah.
right therapist for you because you might not get it right on the first, second, third try, but
Nope.
go ahead, do the legwork. Um, I mean, I'm about to stop mentioning them because we don't get paid, but nonetheless, because I want y'all to, know the two sources that I found to be most fruitful is ThriveWorks. Yeah, ThriveWorks. Um, they definitely, especially they cater to, us melanated folks in terms of finding therapists.
Yeah.
They will especially find one for you that looks like you, that is similar to you, whatever and whatnot. And BetterHelp. And I advertise BetterHelp because some people need more than just their week, you know what I'm saying? Just their weekly meeting. And BetterHelp allows you to reach out to your therapist via text, even though you can't have a full session. It allows you to reach out to them via text. So in those moments or so where you just might need, a confirming word or reminder
Yeah.
or whatever it is, you can text them and you can get that. So I definitely want to put those things, out there in the air for my brothers, man. Um, but
Please
definitely
try
there's
to.
more of us are doing the work than we're getting credit for. And even though we're not going to get the credit for it, do it anyway because it's for you. It's not for people to stand up there and applaud and to give us a pat on the back. It's for us to
Yeah.
be able to stay alive, man. It is for us to be able to be here for our kids, be here for our
Yep.
friends, our loved ones, to continue, creating our legacies, running our businesses, impacting the world, making it a better place than how we found it. Well, all these things, man, we still got to be breathing and capable to do. So, once your mental goes, everything else follows
Let's go.
eventually.
Yeah. And then
So
also
shout
don't.
out to all you brothers that's on the journey. For the brothers who haven't started taking the journey,
Yeah.
come on, man. It's not too late. I don't care what happened. I don't care what's going on.
The
Treatment is
doors of
it's
the
not too
therapy
late.
church is open.
It's not it's not too late. Yeah, I mean
I mean,
the self-care and the mental wellness space, it's more open for us than it's ever been.
yep.
You could find somebody, like I said, who going to talk to you poetically, or you could find somebody who's going to give you that real nigga shit and still, speak to where you are. So
Yeah.
seek it out. It's out there.
I mean, and to be honest, you don't have to seek it out. I will tell you, I found my therapist on referral from a friend who was already going to see her.
Hmm.
And I refer other people to her, and they go to
Hmm.
see her. A referral is the greatest compliment because that means you're doing your
I agree.
job as a therapist. You know, so
I agree.
if you got a dope ass therapist, hey, shoot them out there. Like, hey, look, drop her a line. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sending people to my therapist, and I pay for their first session. Hey, if you don't like her, so me. Do what you gotta
Kane,
do to get people in the door.
Kane, I'm not going to address this thoroughly. I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to address this thoroughly because I want to do this separately because this is a pet peeve of mine.
Oh no.
My biggest question to people who say therapy, he put in quotes, have
Oh
they
Lord.
actually taken therapy? I think a lot of people want others to get therapy to fix themselves, thinking that they don't truly have a problem or need therapy. Actually, um, a lot of people want others to get therapy because they don't like something about that person. And they think that person is broken and that will make that person, because either they just ignore that person for some reason, their solution is that person needs to change, right? So I don't want to get too deep into this whole thing because that's another episode. That's a whole another conversation. It's a pet peeve of mine. You'll see me drop a clip about that at some point, on top of the fact that I'll probably make it into an episode as far as people pushing therapy who are piss poor advertisements and advocates for therapy. They're not truly advocates for therapy. They're advocates for shutting you the fuck up. And that's the real reason why they're saying it. But again, I'm not going to get in that bag. But I'm glad that you brought that up. And Kane, when I do that, I will make sure to tag you so that you can be part of that conversation. Um, it's gonna be an episode. I'm gonna get in my bag. I'm gonna get in my bag. I might get a little irate because I'm not gonna lie. It's a pet peeve of mine, real
I
bad.
might get a little
It makes my ass
irate.
itch. It makes my ass itch, bro. It chaps it chaps my ass.
That's my ass.
Grinds my gears.
That's my favorite one right there. It grinds my fucking gears.
You've been getting a lot of compliments this episode, Mish. I love it. I
Who, me?
love it.
Who,
Yeah.
me?
Ty said that what
Oh,
you were saying is dope. Um, bring you
thank
on for that
y'all.
one,
Thank you,
Ty.
Tyler.
Say less,
Yeah.
Ty. Say less, Ty. But yeah, like I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna need to have I might need to have something besides water for that one. Because good Lord, it's a
Nah,
good
your
thing.
business, drink your water.
You know what I'm
That's my
saying?
motto for 2025. My business, drink my water.
Cause that shit. Ooh, and I see it on social media every day to the point where there's
Yeah,
certain people I have blocked, certain people I mute because I see it too often. So, and
yeah.
rather than, and because I have the power to ignore them, as opposed to, sitting there trying to expose them or tell them, no, you need therapy. I just, like, boop, you're going. That's it. That's my
Yeah.
to quote Taya. That's me exercising my self care by choosing not to deal with your funky ass, your fake therapy
Hey,
advocate ass. Okay.
facts, facts, facts.
Oh, it's
I mean,
gaslighting. Yes, it is.
yeah,
It is
it's
gaslighting
gaslighting on 1,000.
101.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gaslighting
yes.
on 1,000. Just wrap that shit up, B.
Absolutely
Get out of here
is.
with it. Just,
Absolutely.
I mean, and your therapy journey should be yours and yours alone. I mean, if
Yours
you
and
share
yours
it with
alone.
other people,
Absolutely.
cool. But when you are oversharing and you're like fucking clickbaiting people and you're like making people, you're like therapy shaming people, like, come on, man, go somewhere with that shit.
Because that's what it really be. A lot of times they're not telling you about the breakthroughs they're making. They're not telling you about the pitfalls. They're not telling you that they don't agree with their therapist at this time and this time about that, about them. They're busy telling you because I've literally seen it happen to Kane multiple times. I've seen so he's a perfect example now. He's in the chat where he says something. Like I said, I thought the man was a lunatic at some point, right? So I understand if other people did too. But because I think he's a lunatic, I don't think therapy is the answer. I think like sometimes I would think he just needs to shut the fuck up. Sometimes he needs a social media break. Or my actual answer would be ignore this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If I think
yeah,
he's
I'm good
violent
with
and I think he's on some type stuff where I think it's just ridiculous, ignore the nigga. If it gets to a point where it's unbearable, unfriend, block the nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and then go and be like, hey, you need therapy. That guy needs therapy. No, I'm not doing that with him. I'm not doing that with him. Because
it.
honestly, there's steps you have to take before you even start doing therapy to take it seriously and make it count. So
Yeah,
what it is that people just sit there and throw the dart out. But again, I'm not gonna hop into the bag. I'm getting too close to it. I already feel it. I'm going chill.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Settle
but
down, take it outside.
let me therapy is a personal journey. You shouldn't even share what the therapist tells you because people will try to give advice opposite of the therapist. That's a really good point.
Exactly. I
That's a
don't.
really
That's
good
why I
point,
don't really
Tyre.
talk. That's why I don't
That's a
talk to
really good
people
point, Tyre.
about what I talk about in therapy. I don't, because I don't need anybody
Ah,
else's opinion.
that's the one, Ty. That's the one. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. Because this
Uh,
is the worst part of when you tell people in therapy and you have a bad fucking day or you have a bad moment.
oh my god.
if you fall short, people will say, "Ain't you in therapy?" Man, it's a smack in the face, just like, "Ain't you Christian? Ain't you supposed to be Christian? Ain't you supposed to be Muslim? Ain't you supposed to
As
be
if,
Buddhist?" Which
as
basically
if you're
means
not human.
because I invested in something that creates standards and a code of decorum for myself, I can't do something. I can't have any flaws. I'm perfect now.
Again,
Oh,
again, it goes back to
gaslighting,
people
gaslighting,
forgetting
gaslighting.
that you are still human, and humans are flawed, and we will err at least once a day.
That's a fact, at the very least. But what
It's
it
a,
is it's just to humiliate you. That's all it is. It's just to
and you
humiliate you
know,
and make you feel less than when they do it. That's all. That's all. Because
and
guess what?
I,
9 times out of 10, the people who say that shit to you ain't standing on shit. They
I
see
ignore
that
those kind of
you're trying to
people.
stand on it. They see that you're trying to stand on it and they're trying to convict you. They're trying to use your own convictions as the noose to hang you with, which is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And just in realizing that, right? That's insane that you're going to use me, what I have set up for me, as the noose to hang me with. You know what I'm saying? But but again, I'm gonna repeat it and I'm gonna stand on this 10 toes rooted into the soil. The majority of the people who do that to you ain't standing on shit. And they know it. And
I
because you are,
literally,
it impacts them.
it
That's
bothers
why they
them.
throw it back. Yes,
It
yes,
bothers them
yes. It
because
offends them.
now
How dare you? How
what
dare
happens
you?
is when you go to therapy. What do you start doing when you go to therapy? What starts to happen when you go to therapy? You start setting boundaries.
Boundaries.
You
Yup.
start enforcing those boundaries. You start having standards and expectations of
Standards.
people.
Yup.
You are less accepting of bullshit. I had somebody tell me the other day, since you've been on one this year, no, I'm not with the bullshit this year. And so because I'm not tolerating shit the same as I was before, and I'm shutting shit down automatically, it's a problem. Don't
Mm-hmm.
care. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't like it, don't deal with me. And I'm cool on you.
Ah! Chill, Ty. Chill, chill, Ty. Chill. I'm not even gonna put that on stage. You're right. I'm not even gonna put that on the screen. If whoever see it in the chat, see it in the chat. But I'm not even gonna put that on the screen because we don't want to give up too much of it. We're gonna do this episode. We're gonna do this episode. We're gonna do this episode, Ty. Swear to God, we are. I don't want to give it too much of the good stuff away. I don't want to give
Yeah.
it up away. A lot of people are afraid to be themselves truly. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir,
yes,
Cam. A lot of
absolutely.
people are afraid to be themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's why they don't like the fact that you're trying to be a better you.
And at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, the bigger problem is a lot of people don't know who the fuck they are, period. And they're
Ooh,
trying to
there you
figure out
go.
who the fuck they are.
There you go. There you go.
So, and it goes back to this whole, making other people happy, the whole happy wife. Like a man can't make you happy if he not happy. If he don't know what happiness looks like for him, he can't make you happy. So you can't be dealing with people that's unhappy because they're gonna just bring unhappiness into your life because they don't know what happiness looks
Mm-hmm.
like for them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing that I'm shutting the fuck down this year. Don't come over here with none of that negative, pessimistic bullshit. I don't
Get
want to
out of
deal with
here.
it. I spend enough time trying to keep myself out of the red zone and crashing out every day. Don't add your shit to my shit.
Facts.
I'm gonna move the fuck around you. Like I tell people, hey, look, you know what it is, you know what it was, you knew what it was
Smooth.
gonna be. Listen, I will motherfucking zero step your ass. Like get the fuck out of here with that shit. Listen, all day, juju on your ass. But it's
That's fire.
it's just crazy because like people want you to be in the same shitty ass place they in. And when you're moving past that, they want to keep trying to pull you back because they can't stand to see you start moving past them. They want you to stay right with them, right where the fuck they at, stuck on stupid.
I want to, Kim, thanks for joining the chat. I feel like I might have saw you earlier, but I didn't acknowledge you, and I apologize. So let me acknowledge you now. Kim, thanks for joining the chat. Kim said therapy
Mhm.
helped me in so many ways, and I lost so many so-called friends.
Yep.
That's what happens with growth. Everybody
Yep.
can't go.
Everybody
Everybody
can't
can't
go.
go. So when you growing and you going, folks get left on the bottom floor, man. It's not that we don't love them. It's not that we, just discarding them. It's the fact that they can't go, and I'm not dragging you. I'm not
I
dragging you with
mean,
me. I'm not.
the problem is people don't want to go, and
I
you
gotta
can't
leave
make
you.
them.
Yeah. There you go. I can't. I can't. You
Listen,
absolutely.
listen. What I say in 2025, I'm gonna live like I'm alive. I'm leaving all dead weight behind. If you anchoring me, I am going to cut bait and let you sink. That's
Mm-hmm.
on you. You either better swim or you're gonna drown.
Sink or swim, my nigga.
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, people can take that personally all they want, but you got to choose to do better for you before I can help you do anything for you.
There you go. Facts. Facts. Ty said, "You don't fit this version of me." Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. I done went to not
Hey,
2.0. I done upgraded my package.
look, hey,
Pause.
what was the saying that was popular not that long ago? It's above me now. I'm moving on. It's above me now. Take that up with
Can't
God.
help you.
I ain't got
Take it
time for
up
you.
with
I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't got
God.
nothing for you, man. Go talk to him. I'm done
Take
with
it
it.
up with God. Yeah, I like it. 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 I like it.
Hey,
We
Tiger,
gonna
add
rap with
that to
that.
the list for the shirt.
We go, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta take that up with God. We might need, yeah, Ty, you
Yeah.
heard me? We might need that author T. We might need that on the author T. So you gotta take that
Yeah.
up with God.
God, let it it's above me now.
Ah,
I'm not doing it. I'm
ah.
not doing it. I'm not
That's a
doing it.
fact. That's a
And
fact.
I have no remorse.
Oh no, I'm gonna sleep
No.
like a what
I'm
Franklin
gonna sleep
Sink
like a
said,
fucking
like a
baby.
baby.
Baby. Sleep like a baby.
Like a
Listen, somebody said,
baby.
"Oh, well, you didn't come to so and so thing." I was sick. I didn't feel like it. I didn't have a voice.
Facts.
I'm tired. I gotta travel for work. Snow is coming. I did what worked for me. You did what worked for you. I will figure that out at a later date. And it was just as calm as a cucumber. But you know what it is? Everybody's so used to me being so flexible and pliable and bending and moving and shaking. No, because
Pause.
that has gotten nothing. Yeah,
You was doing a
yeah.
lot of
But
bending and fixing and
the
shaking and
movie,
shit.
yeah, I mean,
Hold on.
it might need to get,
Hold
yeah, it might need
on.
to get it
Hold
in.
on. She's a taken woman. Relax.
Listen, listen, we
Relax.
having
She's
all
a
that sex
taken
talk.
woman. Chill.
Lord Jesus,
Chill.
Lord Jesus.
Chill.
Yeah, like no, I'm doing what's beneficial for me because that's what's keeping me mentally sound. Because I gotta keep other people around me mentally sound with me staying grounded. I can't put my shit on other people.
That's a
And
fact.
people need to learn to stop putting their shit on other people. And
That's a
we all
fact.
gonna have, a better life.
Indeed. Indeed. We're gonna have a better life because life be life. So let's
They
wrap
sure do.
this episode up with the we mentioned it at the end of season 3, and I want to mention it again now as we're about to close up. What Mimi and I would like to do is create a community with you guys, right? And because we want to create a community, we want to genuinely show, appreciation for you guys, and we want to grow with you guys. So we're thinking, and let us know if y'all with it, of creating an accountability group, an accountability page, group chat, something of that nature, right? To where we could all get involved. This will be for free. We're not charging y'all. We're not charging.
Hmm.
This is just to help each other. At least we ain't charging y'all at first. Ha ha.
Y'all
Because I
bitch.
mean, I'm just saying, if it get too big, it get too popular. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's
Yeah.
price might not be yesterday's price.
Yeah, you got to bring
But
some other resources, and that's paid talent, as my man Hank would say. So,
there you go. Shout out to Hank. But we would like to do that genuinely with you guys to
yeah.
where we can all contribute. Let each other know, like maybe. don't get too personal if you don't want to, but whatever it is, even if it's just you trying to strive for something and you just need somebody to check in on you to see how your progress is, let you know you got this, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? Just to be there for each other, create a safe space for each other. Because that is, I feel like that's the one flaw I've had is that I've never given Life Be Lifing a mission statement. But
Mhm.
2025, y'all know that the mission statement going forward is to listen and talk to understand and to move the culture forward. That is our official mission statement for Life Be Life as a podcast and as an entity. So in doing so, I would like, yes, can you beat me to the word, brother? I would like to create this village for us to all take a part of.
Yes.
I would like, I'm going to call it,
Ooh.
I'll figure out a, Life Be Life related name to it. But for now, we are the lifers, you know what I'm saying? And I would like you guys to be part of that. Uh, let's, reach out.
Not me. Lifeline.
Lifeline. Oh, there it
Lifeline.
go.
Oh,
There it go. Y'all seen it
lifeline.
happen live. Y'all seen it happen live.
That
Let
brain
us
be
know
working.
if you want to be part of the Lifeline. Reach out.
And
Uh,
we can get people to do the bingo cards and we can hold them accountable with the bingo cards.
You already knew that's where it was going back to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For those who didn't see it at the beginning, for those who might not have seen it at the beginning of the episode, where I put it, you know what I'm saying? Knick-Knack Necessity can supply you with these here bingo cards. This is mine. I don't want to give y'all all my free game. Uh,
Uh-huh. And for people that don't
but
know what the bingo board is, it's basically your vision
your
board
vision
on
board,
a
right?
bingo card.
Can we also apply logic over feelings? So we absolutely can. We absolutely can, but we want it to be a safe space to where feel it's not so much just about applying
Feelings are
logic over
accepted.
feelings.
Feelings are
It's about
accepted.
yes, feelings are accepted, but we will contextualize them. We will help people contextualize them as much as we can. So whatever you're feeling, we're going to accept your feeling, we're going to acknowledge your feeling, and we're going to check
Validate them
in
with
with you
rewarding.
and we're going to check in with you about your feelings. But in doing so, that should help that person understand and be able to look at their feelings from a realistic standpoint. Like, am I
Yep.
just feeling like this today? You know what I'm saying? Is it just because such and such is going on? Is it just because I ain't getting none while I'm feeling like that? You know what I'm saying? Is it just because I didn't get the job I want while I'm feeling like that? You know what I mean? So we're not here to check people's emotions, regulate people's emotions in any type of authoritative way. But by giving support, it helps contextualize it by one, validating it and recognizing it, but two, the fact that we're going to check back in with each other about said feelings, it gives that person an opportunity to look at like, yo, this is three check-ins and I still feel this way. So something has to be done about it.
Yeah.
And that's the part where logic can can apply. I think
Yeah.
that's what he meant to. But y'all know, you know me, Tyre. Words have meanings. I'm big on words, and I don't want people because I know him and I know that he is easily misunderstood because sometimes the words he says is not the word that he wants to use. Not like he's not good with words, but because he'll sometimes speak of the idea that struck him instead of, you know what I'm saying, refining the idea before he
Yeah.
shares it, it comes out in a different way than what he meant it as. So that's why I wanted to make sure I got it clear so that you know what I'm saying he doesn't come off as abrasive or offensive in this situation and that we're all still on the same page because again we're trying to create this community, this village.
Yep.
So whether you want to inbox me on Nine Charles, whether you want to inbox Life Be Lifing, um whether I know that's you, dog. I know. Listen, we've been dealing with each other for years, dog. I know your game. I'm familiar with your game.
KYP, know
No
your
KYP,
personnel.
know your personnel. I know my personnel. You feel me?
Mhm.
Um, So whether that's the case or whether you want to via Instagram, you want to DM us. Let me make sure I put the stuff up on so those who are not already following us on Instagram can. Um, of course, on Facebook it is Life Be Lifing, and it would be at Life Be Lifing on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people was giving Mimi they flowers mid episode. She is indeed impressive. Yes, she even never ceases to amaze me. And I've known this girl for quite a
Oh,
few years. Um,
oh, that's so sweet.
so if you want to reach out to her and talk about some things on top of being part of the village, she is on Instagram at lifebelifing underscore for Mimi. Y'all see the spelling there? I put it up there. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So refer back to that. And for those who need to tap in with me outside of what we're doing in the Lifeline, not Charles, like I said, on Facebook, or which is what you're already watching this on if you're not watching on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
life be lifing underscore nah on Instagram. Um, I would really, really like to make this happen so that we have a place to help each other meet our goals in 2025, improve, get better in 2025, be happy in 2025, like in a real way, and not just happy, but to find joy in 2025. A lot of
Yes.
shit is going to go wrong this year. A lot of bad things are already happening, but we have to find joy in this life. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing is not just a negative thing. Life be lifing just means we can't control what we can't control, and that's how it's going to go.
Yep.
We acknowledge
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
the
And this
first
is the
time we ever
year.
said that phrase to each other. That's all it was, is the acknowledgement that life gonna do what it's gonna do,
We're going to
and
do.
we and the game must continue to
We
be
play.
played. The show must go on. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So once again, thank you to everybody who was in the chat, whether you're still here, whether it was your first time, whether you spoke or not, you just watched, you read, whatever it is, I appreciate you all. Ace, Kimmy, Taya, Kane, Willie. Yeah, that's why I put the pages there, but I'll definitely drop it in the chat. To put the tag there. I'll even put the link. I'll probably just go ahead and drop the link for both of our pages
Yeah.
later on when I get a chance. So I
You know who
appreciate
we
the
missed
suggestion.
tonight? We missed
Hmm?
Myron tonight.
Myron,
No
yeah,
Myron.
he must not have seen it. He must not have seen it
Yeah.
somehow. So,
Okay.
Myron, shout out to you wherever you are, bro.
Yeah, we miss you.
You know what I'm saying? What days and times do we come on? So when we do these lives, so that's good. That's how we're gonna do the staple from this year, since you asked. Our pre-recorded episodes will drop on Saturdays, usually Saturday mornings, usually around 11 o'clock. On for our lives, as far as until further notice, our lives will be conducted Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Sorry, guys, it's so
Um,
late, but I gotta get in the gym, hard body
I
fitness.
was
So
about to say, listen, I got to make sure the kids is down. I got to make sure the wife is taken care of. I got my responsibilities
I got
to
my
handle.
responsibilities.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to make sure that, I'm composed and ready to go. So, but we didn't start. Hey, this first one,
We
we
were
did not
doing
start at nobody's. We was on time. I
listen,
told y'all I was going to work on it. I told y'all I was
2025,
going to
we
work on it.
we was like,
I
yeah, he
told
doing this
y'all
on
I was
time.
gonna work on it. Yeah,
Look,
yeah, yeah.
what they
So
say, coming in hot. Yeah.
coming in hot. I appreciate that, Ty. I truly do. From somebody who knows the game as well as you, that's really high praise. But Kim, Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, for the live episodes, and for the pre-recorded episodes, they will drop every other Saturday. Or like I said, 11 in the morning at the usually or about the earliest. Um,
Mhm.
but I'll make sure to put out in advance when those episodes are going to drop, to let you know. Okay. Um, do we have anything else? Oh. So I did start a TikTok for Life Be Life, but we all know what's about to go on with TikTok.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm porting everything over to fan base. So
Good
join
for
us on
you.
fan base, which is a black own social
Yes.
media app if you didn't already know. Feel free to join us over there at fan base at Life Be Lifing. Okay? Kept the same name, just gonna be a different channel. Um, I'm always at work. I feel you, man. Listen, tune in when you can tune in. I appreciate the support, Kane, that you've extended from my Two Kings 215 days. I know you checked out a couple of those episodes, so I appreciate you from even being on the journey with us that far. But yeah, let's get this lifeline together. If there's other people that you feel would be interested, please, by all means bring them into the fold, man. That's how it's going to go. That's how this community is going to grow. Make sure that you check us out on. Some of you might be here through. Some of you might be here through Facebook, but also make sure to check out the YouTube. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because that helps grow the platform. Make sure to even on Facebook, make sure to share this for us. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we gonna get more people involved. That's how these chats gonna jump even better. You know what I mean? And then, when I show up to things like live shows, y'all are more than welcome to come out. I'll definitely make sure to announce every one of those. And even when I'm on other people's platforms, I'll make sure y'all know that so y'all can come along with us. Or same for me. When she's on other people's platforms, I'll make sure you guys know we will keep you all locked in. All right. We will keep the lifeline locked into everything we're doing. I'll make sure we post it. Once again, if you want not just a vision board, but you want the Bingo style vision board, I can get that through you. I can get that to you via let's put the name back up there. Knickknack Necessities. Okay. And yeah, we'll wrap it up with my signature closeout. Thank you, first and foremost. Thank you all once again for joining us tonight. Shout out to A.C.E, our brother. That's who he always be. Shout out
Hey.
to the expecting sponsor of our podcast, the owner of Simply the Shade Catering and the co-owner of Second Line Express, Keish with the cakes, and a special shout out to my co-host who was a superstar tonight, getting all the flowers that
Oh,
she deserved,
thank
hitting
y'all.
these notes all crazy on every topic. She was
Mimi.
on fire tonight.
Thank
Mimi,
y'all.
the goddess, aka Big Niche.
Me,
Oh,
you, or about it. Or about it,
yeah,
yay.
man. On behalf of that and everyone, please, guys, be respectful, be smart, be patient. That includes with yourself. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people's going to make that difficult to impossible, but forget those people. Just make sure every single day that you take the time out to be kind to yourselves. We cannot pour out of empty cups. We're not doing that in 2025 and beyond. That's dead. Okay. Self care is Bay. Bay is before anyone else. We appreciate
Amen.
y'all. We love y'all. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment. Let's get this lifeline as strong as we can possibly get it. We just getting started, but for tonight,
Yeah.
we out. Love y'all. Peace. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Yes. Yes.